Hi, I'm Marshman. I'm 23 years old, and I'm just now getting into World of Warcraft, 21 years after launch. And as someone who loves MMOs, coming from Elder Scrolls Online, New World, and Destiny, I feel like I never would have enjoyed WoW. I never thought I would be playing World of Warcraft.
Especially because of the macro-friendly combat system where you have to press certain keys to do abilities. Very different from what I've played. Elder Scrolls Online, New World, none of it had that.
And its distinct art style on top of all of that, I feel like it's just so different than the modern MMOs out today and something that I grew up with. But that's exactly why none of my friends will touch this game, which is a huge problem for me because obviously in an MMO, you want to have friends to play with. My friends think it's too slow, too boring, the art style is not appealing, and I get it. Most games today are flashier, they're faster, and they're tailored to Gen Z's brain rot brain that we have acquired from TikTok and other short form content platforms. However, being a solo player has never stopped me from playing a game before. But here's the thing, the average WoW player is 31 years old. And for some reason, it feels like the people in the community of WoW are just nicer. They're plain out easier to communicate with than the people I played Destiny with or the people that I played a New World with. And I don't know if it's because of the seniority of the community in WoW, but whatever it is, I appreciate it a ton because having friends in MMOs is awesome, and I hope to make a lot in my journey of playing World of Warcraft. So this is my story of starting World of Warcraft in 2025.
So after playing both versions for a bit, I realized I needed to choose one for my stream, and I ended up going with retail. And it's not because I don't like classic. I actually have a level 7 or 8, and I know that's not high, but I was able to experience the world a little bit. And by the way, if you want to know which class and race I chose, I do get into that later in the video and the reasons why. I realized very fast that the classic world felt very alive compared to retail. The people I was playing with, or the people that I was around, actually responded to me. They talked to me. In retail, I had a little bit of trouble typing in chat and having somebody respond to me when I was out in the world. When you group up with strangers in Classic WoW, it's slower, but it feels a little bit more adventurous. It feels like a little bit more immersive. And listen, I know that some of y'all want me to play Classic. I've had so many people come into my streams and say that one thing. Bro is playing retail WoW. Oh no. Listen, bro. Let me justify myself really quick, okay? Because I have nothing against Classic, and I wanted to play retail because it's what's happening right now. With the Midnight expansion coming out next year, I wanted to be a part of a community and join a community that's actually evolving right now. I didn't want to join a community that has already been established, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do actually want to continue playing Classic WoW on my level 8 character, but for right now, I want to stick to retail.
Plus, as for someone who hasn't touched WoW, this seemed appealing. Scary, but appealing. Once I decided to stick with retail, learning how to play was its own challenge. And I've played many games in my time, but none of them were like World of Warcraft's combat system. But with practice, it started to click. I even got a Razor Naga, and that completely changed everything.
And once I knew about quick keybind mode, it was the easiest thing ever to just get set up. However, I didn't know what my rotation was, so because of this, I actually put the one button rotation on my taskbar. Don't roast me in the comments. I used it so I can learn my rotation. I did not press it, okay? Overall, I have nothing bad to say about the combat. I mean, it is so entertaining to play this game, especially as a Retribution Paladin. I have a lot of DPS I can do. And I mean, it is just so fun because once you learn your rotation, you also get progressively stronger, which makes it even more fun. You just start shitting on everything up until Mythic Plus and Mythic Dungeons and Mythic Raids, all that stuff, but I haven't experienced that, so right now, I feel great. I felt great all up until I did a level 70 dungeon, where I did what I heard was the worst thing new players do, and that's stand in something they shouldn't be standing in. So like I said earlier, I'm a Retribution Paladin. Now why did I choose this class? I chose Paladin because I like to be versatile in the roles I play. Usually, I play a healer in MMOs. However, I was told to pick Retribution Paladin first to learn the game and get a feel of World of Warcraft. So that's what I did, and I'm loving it so far, obviously if you can't tell. But I do want to heal at some point, so I look forward to learning Holy Paladin as well. Even though that might be a little bit of a learning curve, I'm looking forward to it. Not to mention, I also have a Holy Priest on Legion Remix, and I was told to play Legion Remix to get those limited time event transmogs and mounts. Speaking of mounts, that kind of leads me into my whole point about what I like the most about World of Warcraft, and I think right now it's the amount of depth the game has, the amount of different items the game has. The amount of different transmog, armor pieces, weapons, I mean, you could literally grind for days for however many items you want, and there's always going to be something to chase, which is something that does run out in newer MMOs. That's why a lot of people will get to endgame in newer MMOs and they just drop the game because there's nothing else to do. And I understand some veteran WoW players might feel like that, but as a new player, I feel like I just have a plethora of things I can do in this game, and that's what really is appealing to me right now, especially because they're adding housing in Midnight, and God knows what else you can do when that expansion comes out. I mean, you might be able to get different kind of trophies for your house, and you could hang them up, and they might represent some sort of mythic dungeon achievement, mythic raid achievement. I mean, the possibilities are endless, especially the decorations. Like, I feel like with the expansion coming up, there's a lot to chase. And if you feel like you are not going to come back to WoW because you are an older player who just doesn't feel the spark anymore, let me know. Let me know why. Let me know why you don't play WoW anymore. What really makes you want to just stop playing WoW? What made you stop in the first place? What makes you want to stop after this expansion that currently happened? Is there something that Blizzard can do better to bring you back? Because as a new player, I definitely see some older players come into my chat sometimes, or I'm just talking to them and they're just like, dude, it's been the same thing for 15, 20 years. And unfortunately, I can't even tell them anything because I'm a new player. Like, everything is so cool and new to me, but I can understand that's what happens sometimes. But hopefully with the Midnight expansion, some of the older players come back. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I'm super excited to be making my first YouTube video and also having it be something that I can provide as a new player experience to the World of Warcraft community, because I know you guys get that all the time. But I hope the Gen Z twist brings some excitement to it, because nobody my age is playing this game. I don't know where y'all are at. But if you guys also have any criticism for me, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I haven't earned your like or subscription this video, I promise I will in the future. Mark's been out. Peace.